We know these trainers well, too. You can see KingOwlexander. Biggest accomplishment so far is top 8 in Peoria Regional. We gotta update that. That's gotta say Peoria finalist at the very least in running the Frostlass, the Water Gun Lantern, Metacham, Superior, Gligar, and Lickitung.
Like he said, the top 5 in usage for day number 1, and then just plug in Frostlass as your signature pick. Let's quickly look at SJ's team as well, and he needs to be a grand finalist too because he is in these grand finals. First ever play Pokemon tournament. What an awesome run. And Gligar, we really haven't seen that much. I mean, at least when we've been casting, we haven't seen much Shadow Gligar as well. Can that be a factor in this series against that Water Gun Lantern? And then those 2 bulky Pokemon, the Umbreon and Lickitung, which we've seen heavily featured from SJ in these matchups.
Yeah, I like to call that the Lyle Jeff special, the one that helped him carry to that 2nd place finish in Pittsburgh, running 2 of the bulkier Pokemon. I don't think we see Gligar. There's Water Gun Lantern and a Frostlass on the side of KingOwlexander. I just don't think it's worth running that risk. And here we go. Game number 1 of the Grand Finals is going to be that Water Gun Lantern into Lickitung.
This is perfect though, because yes, Water Gun Lantern, it's so strong. It can win the 1 Protect Shield situation if you properly Protect Shield the Power Whip. So will the Power Whip come out straight away, or the bait trying to catch on the Power Whip into your own Lickitung? Do you just you banked a ton of energy, now you're back to Umbreon.
I like this bait play from KingOwlexander though. You bait out the Umbreon so that your Frostlass is more free in the backline matchups. Yes, you still have to deal with the Lickitung, but Lickitung is not nearly as strong of a matchup into Frostlass as Umbreon is.
Yeah, and now the Umbreon has the opportunity to bank up a ton. I think in this situation, especially when, you know, SJAMES, one thing I know is he always likes to get to that full energy, just really play up to that line in terms of getting the full tank there before he throws. I think that's actually a great strategy down the line because the timers will get back up. You don't ever want to leave your Umbreon energy dry.
Yeah, SJAMES loves to play around 100 energy or nothing else. And here we go, throwing more foul play at this Lickitung. Yes, a very strong matchup for SJAMES, but does he realize that there's a Frostlass in the back? We didn't really see Frostlass a lot from KingOwlexander in that Winter Smash. I don't even know if he brought it once or not, but surprising the pick here on in this first game of the Grand Finals might take SJAMES a little off guard. And the real question is, who's Frostlass going to charge for priority?
Going for the last resort here, thinking that foul play isn't going to be enough. I don't think last resort's going to be enough either. I don't think you're going to be able to snarl down. You're not even close to being able to snarl down. So how do you finish off this Lickitung? Suddenly you were in such an advantageous position being able to match up against this Lickitung, but now the Lickitung's almost going to be able to knock out the Umbreon. Maybe you swap into your own Frostlass, get a little energy advantage, but no, looks like he's swapping into his own Lickitung, but he is energy capped. He's going to go for the lick down, a little greedy there from SJ.
Like I said, SJAMES loves to have 100 energy or nothing else. Leaving with the foul play, I think it's going to be crucial because in case there is that Frostlass in the back, it can be useful. I think he made a great prediction, but having 2 Power Whips already for this Frostlass, this is actually going to be a really tough position for KingOwlexander. However, Water Gun Lantern was trusty in the first series. I think it might be good here too.
And remember, KingOwlexander is switch locked now. Here comes the Power Whip, not a bait. Maybe KingOwlexander tries to call a big bait here and see if he no protect shows. No, actually calls the Power Whip. That's huge because now you don't waste an avalanche worth of energy, but the Power Whip is getting close to available once again. I feel like SJAMES is so powerful with this Lickitung. He might just invest because no, he actually doesn't invest. Lets the Lickitung go. It's going to be tough to Powder Snow down with your Frostlass.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. You could throw the foul play right away to get rid of the Frostlass. No, actually going to come in with the Frostlass instead. This is really dangerous for SJC. He has to potentially shield the Shadow Ball. Instantly throws the shield up there. But now KingOwlexander is on shield parity versus this Frostlass. Frostlass does have quite a bit of energy.
Oh, swapping into the Lantern.
Look how much energy is on this Lantern.
Yeah, a lot of energy on the Lantern. There's 1 Protect Shield remaining, but with this energy advantage, Lantern is really ahead here. Both these trainers do have a Pokemon in the back. In KingOwlexander's case, 2 Pokemon in the back if you want to try to swap later if you get back to your timer. Does SJAMES have a foul play banked? I believe he does. So he could use that. Maybe he could start going.
Oh, and doesn't shield the Thunderbolt.
Thing is the that is tough.
That's a huge call from KingOwlexander. Not bait there. And now I think he's going to go straight for fast moves only. I don't think he gets the 2 moves. Shadow Ball's not enough, but it's going to put the Lantern quite low. It's in foul play range, and here comes the foul play.
This is really, really close. I don't know if this will knock out. It's gonna be a game of inches, and it wasn't enough. It was 1 inch too short, but he gets the snarl down. How much? There's no health on anything, but a Powder Snow will register first, and the Powder Snow does knock out that Umbreon, and it's all fast attacks all the time. Wiz Frost Slash will knock out with Powder Snow, and it's KingOwlexander!
Wow, what a play there too. It was that Thunderbolt that was absolutely critical for KingOwlexander. Landing that allowed him to go straight fast swing damage afterward. SJAMESP was making the prediction he was going for a Surf, and you don't want to shield a Surf because then you just get knocked out by the next Thunderbolt. So SJAMES made the gamble, but KingOwlexander predicting SJAMESP's prediction. And you can see right here, the foul play was not enough. Just getting even just 1 or 2 more water gun here was critical. Actually, I think it was 3 actually, because equaling the Snarl. And now, like you said, 2-turn Powder Snow taking priority over the 3-turn Snarl, getting nothing out of that Snarl damage, and then there's the fast move down. I mean, even if SJAMES took out that Frost Blast, you still had the 1-turn Lickitung on the back. I think it would have been enough for KingOwlexander.
Talk about a flexible meta. Both these trainers are saying how they love how flexible it was, and 3 Pokemon remaining for fast attacks down to race. And now it has been the story of Peoria. Day 1 and day number 2. It's going to be a Frost Blast mirror, and it might come down to which trainer wins charge attack priority. No, trying to swap on the Shadow Ball, but the patience from KingOwlexander now swapping into his own Medicham. But remember, this is the Psychic Medicham, so Umbreon has play here.
But KingOwlexander does not need switch advantage. You have a Frost Blast with more energy than SJAMESP's Frost Blast, and then you have that Water Gun Lantern, and Frost Blast and Lantern have so much play into the Swampert. SJAMES did go for the risky call, trying to catch a Shadow Ball or Avalanche Baits. It did not pan out though, and KingOwlexander is trying to reap the benefits of that.
Yeah, there's nowhere to soak that energy. It's either super effective Shadow Balls into the Frost Blast or hard-hitting Avalanches and Shadow Balls into the Swampert. At least it's not a Shadow Swampert. Here comes the last resort.
Yeah,
actually,
Butters, I'm a little confused here too, because I think Foul Play is a little bit more energy efficient, but SJAMES throwing the more damaging move, instead going straight for the last resort.
I think he's going double last resort here. I think he was thinking...
No, that was the second one. This is about to be triple last resort.
Oh yeah, triple last resort. He's going triple last resort. Just going full last resort in this matchup. He gets 1 more Snarl in. In this last resort, it's going to be enough. But like you mentioned, alignment doesn't matter. This is the flexible meta. You would rather soft lose a matchup. So you can come in and fast attack down. You can get Water Guns. You can get Powder Snows. Instant pivot in the Swampert. No, can't even pivot in the time. But at least you get to keep your timer.
Yeah, sure, you can keep the timer for sure, but these Avalanche are going to start hurting the Swampert, and the thing is, you won the Swampert for the Lantern, and the Lantern's now free against the Frost Blast. Maybe you got to try to catch
up on an Avalanche, try to get the Avalanche, and actually through the Avalanche, couldn't swap on it. Now it had to give up the Protect Shield, and this spells a lot of trouble for SJ here. Has Frost Blast in the back to meet that Water Gun Lantern. I don't even think this knocks out. This with not the Shadow Swampert, I think the Frost Blast will endure, and there is the Protect Shield though.
Okay, I don't hate this Protect Shield from KingOwlexander. We have some residual energy. You know the opposing Frost Blast has to throw a Shadow Ball to take this out. SJAMESP is in such a tough position. You don't want to give up the shield because then you just get Shadow Ball, but does give up the shield.
And here comes the last Protect Shield of the game from SJ, and just letting it go for KingOwlexander. The Frost Blast comes down. Can this Swampert even get to a Hydro Cannon? It doesn't even knock out the Frost Blast, and now swapping into the Frost Blast has that Shadow Ball available. You're going to need to land a Shadow Ball, maybe even get a Protect Shield on an Avalanche, and the call by KingOwlexander.
KingOwlexander is dialed in, and so is this Fish, because this Lantern is wreaking havoc on the team of SJAMESP. How do you take out this Lantern? I have no idea. Either such a tough matchup, and KingOwlexander is going to knock out the Frost Blast, and there's only a sliver of health left on this Swampert.
And the Thunderbolt knocks out, and the Water Gun is going to finish off this Swampert. SJAMES didn't even throw a charge attack, knowing this one was over, and KingOwlexander has now won 5 straight battles versus SJ. He is 1 game from securing the Grand Championship in Peoria. Can KingOwlexander hold on here to finish this off? SJAMES needs a miracle. And how do you get that miracle? I feel like in that lead scenario, That's what you want. You got the Frostlass into Frostlass, and how about those last resorts going straight last resort, which was pretty interesting. You don't see it as much, and Frostlass just in every battle right now, Caleb.
Frostlass and Lantern, too. That Lantern is wreaking havoc. I don't remember the last time we ever seen a Frostlass mirror matchup in Grand Finals. This might be the only time we've ever seen two Frostlass in the same exact Grand Finals. I mean, you said SJAMES needs a miracle. I think he needs 6 miracles at this point, too. This is so tough. And this is not a knock on SJAMES' skill level, because you know he's such a talented trainer, but that Water Gun Lantern is such a core breaker. It's a team breaker for KingOwlexander.
And that's why Grass is back. Grass is back literally to stop that Lantern from being such a threat. It's the only way to stop the Lantern because there aren't that many viable Dragon types out there anymore. Altaria's not as good, so SJ doesn't have a Grass type, and he needs a victory here to hold on. Or can KingOwlexander win this battle, become the grand champion? He's got a decent lead, swap out into the Lickitung, and no clear answer, so just gonna stay in with the Metacham.
KingOwlexander is so dialed in right now. I think he knows exactly what's in the back. He knows that there's that Frostlass in the back. There's no way SJAMES brings Gligar. So he's going just for a chip and then the dip, and then now he's just maintaining the switch advantage. How does SJAMES overcome this matchup?
It's going to be with that flexible play that he mentioned and KingOwlexander mentioned, but it's not going to come down to alignment. It's going to be able, the opportunity to find windows for advantage is the only way SJAMES can come back here, because he's not going to win it with alignment with Water Gun Lantern in the Frostlass. He needs to find the opportunity to get a runway, to get an energy advantage, to get some momentum in this battle, and it's going to be tough to do in a Lickitung mirror.
This is so tough for SJAMES. You know, you can see him just like scratching his head before this matchup, thinking, how do I overcome this team composition disadvantage? That Water Gun Lantern is a threat, and now KingOwlexander has the alignment on top of the team composition.
And swap into the Umbreon, trying to catch a Body Slam, and actually gets a full Snarl through, so that's a little advantage, a little momentum for SJ here, and probably here comes the Metacham straight away. The Metacham has taken some damage here, and Umbreon does have extra energy, so you can win this matchup, but like I mentioned, do you even want to win any matchups? I don't think you do. I think you want to soft lose every single matchup so you can get a runway for your Frostlass, so you can Powder Snow down to get that energy advantage you desperately need.
KingOwlexander knows exactly what's in the back, and honestly, I think SJAMES knows what's in the back on KingOwlexander's side. You're right, you don't need switch advantage. KingOwlexander doesn't need switch advantage. You just need to take out this Umbreon, which is the counter to your Lickitung, and then now you're set for that Frostlass in the back. And the Lickitung SJAMES side already low too, going for a last resort to do a little bit more damage. But like you said, Butters, I don't think KingOwlexander needs to win this matchup. You can see—
oh, he paused. He paused, maybe thinking the timer would be back up and he could swap on an Ice Punch into his Frostlass, but the timer wasn't up in time. So now this Ice Punch is undercharged. Swap out of there, get out of there, get that energy advantage. There's one Powder Snow. He got one of them, but he's gonna be able, he's gonna need the bait. He's gonna need to get back to his timer and then throw a foul play. The odds are against SJ, but it's not over yet.
KingOwlexander's shield calls have been impeccable in day number 2. Can he call again?
Call it? Oh, he almost did it.
He does shield the Avalanche, so that is a little side relief for SJ. But look at the Water Gun damage, it's adding up so quickly. Do you even have enough time to get to 2 Avalanche and another Shadow Ball? But the Shadow Ball's not even enough to knock out.
And remember, I think the Lickitung does have a Body Slam banked, so if you get both of the Protect Shields, you can even throw a Body Slam into this Frostlass. Yes, it's double resisted, but it's a little bit of damage as the Shadow Ball is going to be landing into the Lantern, and it's just getting so low. You're at the next surf here. The Frostlass is energy dry, but luckily you're almost back at your timer, so you get this Protect Shield and you're back at your timer. Can you combo play? Can you combo play with the foul play? Does SJ go for it?
Is the timer up is the question. The timer is up.
He goes for it. He goes for it, and he gets it.
Umbreon.
He gets it.
I don't think this is enough to knock out.
It's so close.
A little surprised though.
Yeah.
The combo play. This is SJAMES' last hope. Not enough. Does it survive the Snarl? It does. It gets the full Water Gun down.
But it's at 1 health, 1 lick, 1 lick. He doesn't go for the lick. Instead, he swaps into Lickitung, and now the 1 lick won't matter because the Lickitung has a Body Slam, and KingOwlexander, there is 1 protection remaining, but SJ lets it go, and KingOwlexander will be your Peoria Grand Champion.
KingOwlexander powering through 3-0 in winners finals. 3-0 in the grand finals. He is the king of Peoria and is going to win it all.
How about that swap here? I want to point out, if he stayed in with that Lantern with double surf and SJ came in with the Lickitung, one lick probably would have taken out that Lantern. So a brilliant swap and a brilliant run and 6 straight victories versus SJ to meet with Dodge as the only grand champions for North America this season.